Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another playthrough of Through the Ages. So we're using the replay feature as usual. So the opponent takes Engineering Genius for his first turn. Take a look at the leaders and wonders. Um, yeah, so there's Hammurabi and two. Some pretty good wonders, pyramids, Colosseum, and Roman roads. Um, Bill Gates is in the game, so is Bach. Um, Joan of Arc. So there's not many military actions. There's one, two, three, and then you got the Kremlin as well. Some pretty good Age One wonders, Universitas and St. Pete's. No ocean liner, so whenever I don't see ocean liner, I tend to value irrigation a bit higher. Um, and then for the final Age 3 wonders, we got fast food change from the base game. Manhattan Project as well, and there's also Gandhi. Um, so yeah, he takes Engineering Genius A, which leaves me a choice. Do I either take Pyramids and one of these, or just go for a leader here? And I think I end up taking Hammurabi, because I've got Colosseum and potentially Roman roads as well. And yeah, Roman roads came out. So yeah, he does standards, probably waiting for one of these leaders here. Yeah, and then I didn't use my additional action because I could only really take Rich Land A, which didn't seem that valuable after building the mine. Yeah, so Code of Laws comes down to one, which is good. I just build the lob and then take drama because Bach is in the game, and I think Marlene is as well. So he's got a pretty good start here with his pyramids already built and also Forbidden City. So he's gonna, once he finishes that, he'll have 6 civil actions, which is quite a strong position to be in Age 1. So luckily I benefit from that. My thinking here was building 2 stages of the Colosseum will allow me to get St. Pete's next turn, and I'll obviously have the Engineering Genius to finish Colosseum and still be able to get St. Pete's. I should also be able to develop Code of Laws. Yeah, so finish Colosseum, take St. Pete's. I just build 1 stage of that with my last action. So yeah, he finishes the Forbidden City. So he has a very good position. He's got his 3 military actions. He's got 6 civil actions. So it's a very good position for him. Sadly, that came out before I got St. Pete's finished. So go with Eleanor here. I'm not sure if that was the right call or whether I should wait for Joan. But yeah, he can easily take Joan for 2, and then I wasn't sure who else would come out. So his position is looking pretty good now. He's got his food going. He's got 3 labs, so his science is pretty good. And he's got the strength advantage as well, and the civil action and military action advantage. So get iron up and running just before the age ends. So yeah, he tried an aggression. I knew I could defend, so I didn't increase strength anymore. But then again, like that will end up hurting because obviously having to discard additional cards with Eleanor is not ideal, or discard 2 an aggression is not ideal. So he takes that. Starts on his iron, gets that up and running. Or, that was me, sorry. But sadly I get hit by that, which is quite painful. So he looks like Bach is what he's going for. So now I'm thinking, like, how will I keep up in culture? Probably Darwin is a pretty good bet, given I haven't got another government yet. Darwin will help with that, like, given he allows you to take text for one civil action less. So yeah, I was thinking get Darwin and then probably go with journalism if I can pick that up. Another aggression. So I was debating here whether I should probably just have discarded my defend 4 card rather than having to discard 1, and then these 2 additional ones with Eleanor. So that was probably a mistake. So he's pulling away in strength, and the strength advantage. I still have the culture advantage, but that, given he has Bach, it's probably going to catch up in there. Yeah, so Harvard isn't really one I wonder I've used very often, but given my low science income here and there not being a scientific method, I thought that was probably a good route to go down. Perhaps I should have taken strategy instead of finishing it, but it got me out of corruption and got my science income up. So the rebellion doesn't hit anyone. He takes Eiffel and finishes it. So that's a pretty good turn. Gets his culture up to 7. And then yeah, that Harvard paid off in the end, a little bit anyway. I fix my food and get journalism as well. Darwin's civil action advantage there was pretty useful. So he's getting his culture going. So now he's at 11. I kind of have a difficult choice now, is whether, because he's got up to 11, and he has a very strong civil strength advantage. So yeah, it's kind of, do I push military or try and keep up with Bach and culture, which is always a very difficult challenge. So luckily that came fortunate for me. I go with the journalism, just trying to keep up with some kind of culture. So it doesn't hit anyone. He goes with another opera. He's up to 15 now. And it's really humming along. He's got his food and his resources. So I didn't have enough resources to build another journalism in this turn, sadly. So still, I didn't draw any impacts there. He gets another opera going. I build another journalism and use Harvard there for the reserves to build a cannon and get ahead in strength. No impacts drawn either. I did only draw 2 cards there, but so it looks like he'll be able to copy the tactic with Marlene if he wants. So he's looking pretty strong here. So my thinking there was get back ahead in strength. I don't know what card this is. And then taking the urban growth hopefully for journalism next turn. No impacts drawn this turn either. my thinking on that last turn was leave fast food chains on 5, or sorry, on this position here, on position 6. Internet wasn't the best for me. I think fast food chains was better, so I wanted to leave that on this so he wouldn't take that. And the only other wonders then would have been Manhattan Project or Empire State. So I definitely preferred fast food chains. And take that, develop military theory, just keeping ahead in strength, no impacts drawn. And it turned out to be emigration, so there was no real reason to fear that from a strength perspective. So all the while he's generating a decent amount of culture ahead of me. I take professional sports there, as I think next turn I'll probably need some kind of happiness, and I'll be able to build that and still complete fast food chains, given I have urban growth already. And then I think I just develop riflemen for the culture again, because I have Colosseum. So that was the thinking behind that turn. And then the Asians, no impacts drawn again, so I didn't actually draw one impact throughout the whole of age 3. That came quite good, because it will allow me to build a journalism on my last turn instead of professional sports. And I got it for 1 cannon. So he just develops engineering and finishes, so he's on 166. So I think here I probably want to go with Gandhi just for the culture. I build the journalism, and then get another pop out and hopefully build a military unit, and then finish fast food chains, just to try and maximize the culture from that. So finish on 169. And the 2 impacts, there were only 2, I didn't draw any, so they were both his. So he gets architecture. I mean, if I had played professional sports and built one, I would have got a little bit better on that, but I wouldn't have generated the 2 culture on the last production phase. And then the last one is wonders, which turned out to be 14 each. So at the end it was, I mean, it was 18-point difference. I don't know if drawing impacts would have been enough. I mean, I guess it depends on which impacts I had drawn. Like there's my ending civilization, and the ending one there for my opponent. So potentially with the culture generated by seeding impacts and whatever impacts, if they were favourable enough to swing it, I could have maybe gotten something. But I think I'm not really sure, like in the mid game when he went with Bach and I went Darwin, whether the right call was to try and keep up with Bach in culture, or whether I should have gone heavy into military instead. So I'm not really sure if that was the right decision. Be interested to hear anyone's thoughts on if they would have played it differently. Trying to keep up with Bach in culture is always very difficult. So I'd be interested to hear anyone's thoughts on that. Take a look then at the graphs. You can see culture just went off the charts when he got back into place. I tried to keep up with Darwin, but I did start out with an advantage, a culture advantage, but obviously it was quite tricky to try and keep up with that, and eventually wasn't able to. Like I said, maybe with some impacts that might have changed. Science then, I was pretty consistently ahead, certainly from when I got Darwin anyway. From the mid game before that he was ahead. Food, he was slightly ahead until I think that's probably where I got selective breeding. But over the course of the game, he was in a better food situation. And then if we look at resources, um, it was fairly evenly matched, I think. Yeah. So yeah, that was the game. Let me know if you have any thoughts. Definitely be interested to hear. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and hope you can join again next time.